You don't see it happening, it just happens. Things start blossoming and little flowers are coming out and you're going, oh, garden's back to life. These are hazelnuts. Hi, my name is Linda. I've been in the garden now, this would be my 4th year here. I wasn't one of the originals. The grounds were given over in around, 2006? But really in 2010 was when it first took off as a garden, like people in the community got together. So people just said, look, we've no green area, can we have this? Then the park was put in place and then this was taken over by the volunteers. We have probably over 110 members, of which at the majority of 20 would be working members. The process is you come up at roughly 1 o'clock, you work for whatever length of time you can, it could be until 4 o'clock, and then we harvest at the end of the day, and then the harvest is shared with whoever's been working that day. We started off here and generally most of our stuff is grown outdoors, but we do have some things like tomatoes, for instance, we've grown here. This is actually a grapevine, and it does grow grapes, which are edible. We have little babies of various types, like peas, beans, lettuces. Try one down. This is our herb and veg garden, so as you can, on the back there is generally agriculture products like potatoes, brassicas, you name it, garlic. It's a big hit in the summer, garlic. Everyone loves it and you've never tasted anything like it. You won't buy it in the shop anymore. And that winter, sadly, you have to. This is lemon thyme. This is oregano. Feverfew. Apparently very good for headaches, I find. This is a curry plant. It's only called a curry plant. Just rub your hands through it because it smells like curry. You don't use it in curry. Over the years, we've tried to do a rotation. You pick a bed and you put potatoes in, and the next bed might have onions, and the next will have cabbages, and the next will have root vegetables. You rotate one bed to the left generally. So next year the potatoes will be grown where the brassicas were, and the brassicas grow where the onions were. This is to prevent pest and disease. We have what are called lead gardeners, which would be people with a great deal of experience. May not necessarily have done, horticulture courses or agriculture courses, but they just have learnt over the years. Like some of them are from farming backgrounds. They would teach other people. Majority of people coming in here are inexperienced. They learn as they go along. They're happy to just be out. And physically and mentally it is of terrific benefit. Quite a lot of the men coming up, men in particular, would have been probably in highly paid jobs. They either were made redundant or had got to retirement age and went, what do I do now? So they come up here once or twice a week. The health benefits are obvious, like you're out in the fresh air, you either cycle or walk to the place, but nobody thinks of the mental health benefits. Because if you're doing something, you're not brooding and sit at home and go, I was somebody and now I'm nobody. And you come up here, you don't have to know anything. You can read and read and read and read all day if you want. And I can tell you, that happens a lot. We have a committee and they decide on the big jobs. For instance, this here on the left is a wildlife garden. So that was a big project. So there's nothing in the pond, but we are hoping to get a pond soon to get in and then have frogs, which snap all them little flies flying around. So do you like our duck? This is our water system. This is rainwater, which we gather when we get rain. So we're all praying for it at the moment. All of these are apples that you see. Behind them are plums, and the harvest is just fantastic. We bring the apples then, if they're not eaten, and you couldn't eat them all, there's so many, down to a place in Wicklow and they make apple juice for us. Santry costs €50 and they get a little plaque with, more often than not it's for a loved one who's passed away. So they go to commemorate them, they give a little plaque. We have a man here who stamps out the plaques. It's put on there. The tree does not belong to the person. The fruit on the tree does not belong to the person. They just have this commemorative thing, I suppose, in addition to a grave or a cremation box or whatever it is. Just something that they felt they've done for their family member, more than likely. And this is what's known as our herbaceous flower garden. So the idea is just to have herbaceous planting and hopefully stuff up against the wall for a structure. It's just a constant flow, see what works where. If it doesn't work, you move it. We had the idea of that bit around there was a rose garden. There are roses in here. There's a lake at the entrance to Northwood, and there's ducks and swans living. The ducks come up here on their holidays and they get into our pond. It's like a trip away to the country residence or something. We have at least 8 hives. I think one of them might be what's called a nook. It's like a trainer hive. So you put in a new, each hive would have, I suppose, a hive of bees, and the nook would be when you're introducing a new hive or you're splitting a hive.